All right, so here we go. Part 3 of becoming a pump operator. This is the one we've all been waiting for. How much money can a concrete pump operator make? Well, that's a very loaded question. I got a bunch of numbers I've written down behind me here, but before we get to that, the most important thing here, I think, was establishing a fair and average wage. I know the wage is going to vary from coast to coast, state to state, country to country. So I took an average in Vancouver, BC, Canada here, and I did that average at $40 per hour. I think in today's market that might be a touch light even, but I think that's a good, easy number to calculate. I know places with lower costs of living, the wage is going to be less. Places with higher cost of living, well, there actually aren't many more than Vancouver, but there are places where the wage is higher. So yeah, we took $40 per hour. I'm assuming based on our labor standards out here, overtime, time and a half is paid after 8 hours. Double time is paid after 12 hours. Saturdays are paid at time and a half until 12 hours, which is paid at double time. Things like employee benefits, RSP matching plans, pension plans, things like that, that's all going to differ from employer to employer. So those are big things to factor in as well. It's not all just about that hourly $1 an hour wage. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. But we're just going to focus here on the basic hourly, what an operator can actually make. So I've got 3 examples here. Joe, Jim, John. Joe is kind of the guy. We've all got 1 or 2 of them that we work with. Calls in sick quite a bit, typically on Mondays after Super Bowl. Likes to book doctor's appointments at 11 a.m. midweek. Likes to book the cable guy to come in midweek, 11 a.m., 12 p.m., you know that kind of stuff. You guys, I think you know what I'm talking about. You know how it goes. So what we put for Joe here, for his hours, he works 35 hours of regular time per week. You have to excuse my printing here. My penmanship is lackluster at best. We gave him 3 hours of time and a half, so that's at $60 per hour, and 2 hours of double time. Because once in a while, he gets dragged out there for the odd long day, even though, he's pretty infamous for turning down those 2nd and 3rd round jobs because he's always got stuff to do. He still ends up with a little bit of double time. We gave him a sniff of double time. So $1,400 plus $180 plus $160, he's making $1,740 a week. Per year, that comes out to $90,480, which is not bad for a guy that's not, he's not super motivated. But you know what? It's still a good living. Fortunately, Joe usually isn't super smart with his money. If he gets a big week, he tends to go out and live the lifestyle, and the following week doesn't kind of want to work as much, and then he might be looking for a pay advance, stuff like that. You know how it goes. So that's our Joe. Number 2 here is our Jim. Jim is our guy. He's pretty responsible. He's a family man. He's pretty good with money. He likes some work-life balance. He does like to get out there and make some money, but he's not looking to smash any records. He's a pretty established fellow. So he is $40 an hour times 40. We give him the 40 hours a week. Makes about 10 hours of time and a half. And he gets a couple hours of double time in the week there. So he's pretty happy normally at 50 to 55 hours. So we averaged him at a 55-hour week. He works the odd Saturday, maybe once a month on average, once every 6 weeks. So he's bringing in $2,560 a week. Annually, he's making $133,000, which is a very, very good living for not working crazy amounts to people in our industry. That's 50 to 55 hours. That's pretty good balance. To people in other industries, they might look at that and think that it's it's a wild amount of overtime. But I think we all know better in this industry. Now we've got our example here, number 3, and I think most of us have been here in our mid-20s, wanting to set the world on fire. We're saving up to buy a house. Maybe we like our toys. We like our fancy cars. We like to go out on the weekend and have fun. This is John. He absolutely likes to hammer the hours. Monday through Saturday, just gives her. Goes out Saturday night, rips it up, sleeps all day Sunday, and back at her hard on Monday. So he's got his $40 an hour, 40 hours of regular time. He's doing 28 hours a week of time and a half because he's doing at least 12 hours 5 days a week. He comes in on Saturdays, so he's making 8 hours of time and a half on Saturday. And then double time, he's pulling 6 hours of double time. He gets a couple of those 14-hour days per week. And this is actually, this could be conservative. I know there's guys out there that have been known to hammer out 75, 80 hours a week, but I don't want to put up anything here that's too unrealistic and unattainable. I think that this is, so he's working 68, 74 hours a week throughout the year. This is an attainable average, I would say, at least in our local economy, for somebody that really wants to get out there and get after it. I don't think that this is sustainable long term. You might possibly end up divorced 2 or 3 times, but you're going to have lots of dough. So it's a good position for a younger guy to be in, or even an older guy that's single. But definitely the family man, he might have a little bit of trouble sustaining this. So what we came up with was $3,760 per week. Per year, that's $195,520. So this guy is making some good dough. Like I said, any one of these figures you could tack on just for an average, say a 5% employee RSP matching. So you're adding almost $10,000 onto the income for John here, and it works its way down the line, so on and so forth. Like I said, benefits, medical, all stuff like that. It's all things to be factored in as well. But I think these are pretty good numbers. If somebody came to me in our market, and people do that want to get into this line of work, and they ask how much money they can make, you can make this. When you're a trained operator and you're in a strong economy like we are now, and there's a real shortage of operators, this is attainable right now. That being said, I have been through the 2008-2009 era myself, and this can fall right out from underneath you. You never know. So I wouldn't count on that for the rest of your career. But right now it's good. I think with the shortage of operators in our industry, I think the guys that are willing to run pump are going to stay busy for a very long time, even if things do slow down a bit. That's in our area. I can only speak to our area. But yeah, I think these are all pretty good realistic figures. So 90 grand for the guy who's a little wishy-washy, just over 130 for the responsible, well-balanced, middle-aged guy. And I shouldn't even say that John here is by any means irresponsible. Everybody's got their own situations and whatnot. This guy just gets out there. Maybe he really loves concrete pumping. But chances are he's a younger guy or a single guy that's just he's on planet Earth right now to do nothing but work and run concrete pumps. So that's what I came up with. I know there's going to be probably a lot of discussion about this. I know wages can range from in the mid-20s up to the higher 60s, depending on the area. So it really depends where you're at. And the big factors are going to be, what are the benefits? And what's the cost of living in your area is a huge one too. I know in Vancouver here, this might seem like a lot of money. A detached home within 45 minutes of the downtown core of Vancouver, you're going to be hard pressed right now to find anything for less than $1.5 million. Keep in mind that's Canadian dollars. People that aren't from here have a hard time believing that. That is the truth. So if you want to live in this city, you kind of have to be this guy if you're a younger guy and you want to get into the real estate market. But this is a nice spot to be for somebody who's comfortable and made some good financial decisions and put themselves in a position where they can kind of enjoy life and still make a little bit of overtime here and there. So anyhow, let me know what you think of this. I'd love to see in the comment section some good productive discussion about this. I don't want to trigger anybody by throwing these numbers up. Like I said, I'm just basing this on what is in our area, and I think the number is very fair. If anything, the hourly wage right now, the direction things are going, that might be a little bit low for a 5-year guy who's running a mid-sized boom. Bigger boom guys are going to be a little bit higher on the scale. Smaller boom and line pump guys, they might be slightly lower, but I don't think it will be by much. So that's 3 parts of this series. The first part was a day out on the pump. Watch that one if you haven't. The second part was talking to guys who've done this as a career for a few years. Watch that one. And this is the final wrap up of how much money can you make. So I would say to a young person, that's maybe not going to be college educated, or that's not your interest. You want to get out in the world and make some money. I don't think there's too many other career paths right now where you're gonna make this kind of dough or have the potential to do it, even this kind of money. You know, you might have a big student loan. You might start out making 60 grand a year, whatever it is. If you want to make money fast, concrete pumping is it's a good career. And I shouldn't say make money fast, but make significant money pretty quick out of the gate. So anyhow, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. ×3. Enjoy the video.